Hello students, we move on to the surface areas and volumes part 2. A quick recapitulation of the formulae learned last class. The curved surface area of cuboid is 2h into L plus B. The total surface area is 2 into LB plus BH plus HL. A cube has curved surface area as 4a square and total surface area as 6a square. A right circular cylinder is 2 pi rh and total surface area is 2 pi r within bracket r plus h. A right circular cone, the curved surface area is pi rl and total surface area is 2 pi r within bracket r plus l. Sphere has no curved surface area, but the total surface area is 4 pi r square. Hemisphere has curved surface area as 2 pi r square and total surface area as 3 pi r square. Today we are going to do volume of combination of solids. So the same combination of solids that we did in the last session, we tried to find out the surface area. Now we'll find out the volume. So a volume of a cylinder plus a hemisphere, a cone plus a hemisphere. So a quick glance at the volume of the various solids. The volume of cuboid is LBH, of cube is A cube, right circular cylinder pi r square h, right circular cone 1 by 3 pi r square h, sphere 4 by 3 pi r square and hemisphere 2 by 3 pi r square. Let us take the first question. Shanta runs an industry in a shed which is in the shape of a cuboid surmounted by a half cylinder. If the base of the shed is of dimension 3 meter into 15 meter and the height of the cuboidal portion is 8 meter, find the volume of air that the shed can hold. Further, suppose the machinery in the shed occupies a total space of 300 meter cube and there are 20 workers, each of whom occupy about 0.08 meter cube space on an average, then how much air is in the shed? Now let's understand the question clearly. This is a cuboid. It is surmounted by a hemisphere and then half a cylinder. Now let us see how we will solve this. So the volume of air inside the shed when there are no people is given by the volume of air inside the cuboid and inside half the cylinder taken together. So length, breadth and height of the cuboids are given and diameter of half cylinder is 7 meter and its height is 15 meter. So the required volume will be volume of the cuboid plus half the volume of cylinder. So using the formula and substituting the values, we get the volume as 1128.75 meter cube. And the total space occupied by the machinery is 300 meter cube as is given in the question. And similarly, the question states the volume occupied by the workers and there are 20 workers. So 20 into 0.08 gives you 1.6 meter cube. So the volume of the air will be, if machines and workers are there, so you have to subtract the volume of the machines and the volume of the workers which are inside the shed. So once you subtract, you get the volume of air when there are machinery and workers. The second example, a solid is in the shape of a cone standing on a hemisphere with both their radii being equal to 1 centimeter and the height of the cone is equal to its radius. Find the volume of the solid in terms of pi. So the volume of solid is equal to the volume of the conical part and the volume of the hemispherical part. So the volume of the cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h and volume of hemisphere is 2 by 3 pi r cube. So putting the values, we get 1 by 3 pi 1 square within bracket 1 plus 2 into 1 which is 3. So it will be equal to just pi centimeter cube. Next example, a gulab jamun contains sugar syrup up to about 30% of its volume. Find approximately how much syrup would be found in 45 gulab jamuns, each shaped like a cylinder with two hemispherical ends with length 5 centimeter and diameter 2.8 centimeter. It's a very interesting question. Let's see how to solve this. So a gulab jamun is cylindrical with two hemispherical ends. So the height of the gulab jamun is 5 centimeter. The diameter is 2.8 centimeters. So the radius is going to be 1.4. So height of the cylindrical part will be 5 centimeter minus the radii you will be subtracting twice. So you're going to get the cylindrical part height as 2.2 centimeter. So the total volume of one gulab jamun will be volume of the cylinder plus volume of two hemispheres. So put the formula, substitute the values and you get 25.05 centimeter cube. So you know that the volume of the sugar syrup is 30% of the volume. So we'll find out the volume of the sugar syrup in 45 gulab jamuns. So 45 into 30% of 25.05 will give you 338.184 centimeter cube. Next example, a vessel is in the form of an inverted cone. Its height is 8 centimeter and the radius of its top, which is open, is 5 centimeter. Find it if it is filled with water up to the brim. When lead shots, each of which is a sphere of radius 0.5 centimeter, are dropped into the vessel, 1/4 of the water flows out. So you need to find the number of lead shots dropped in the vessel. So you know that the volume of the cone will be equal to the volume of the water in the cone. So volume you find out using the formula 1 by 3 pi r square h. So total volume of water overflown will be 1/4 of this according to the question. So now the number of lead shots will be total volume of water overflown divided by volume of the lead shots, because you know the radius of the lead shots which are spherical in shape. You have found out the volume of lead shots. So divide both, you get the number of lead shots. Next example. A solid consisting of a right circular cone of height 120 centimeter and radius 60 centimeter standing on a hemisphere of radius 60 centimeter is placed upright in a right circular cylinder full of water such that it touches the bottom. Find the volume of water left in the cylinder if the radius of the cylinder is 60 centimeter and its height is 180 centimeter. So all the measurements are given over here. The radius is given of the hemisphere. The height of the cone is given 120. The radius of the cylinder is also given. The height of the cylinder is given 180. So all the measurements are given. Let's see how to proceed. So volume of water left will be volume of cylinder minus volume of solid. So all the measurements are given as I just spoke. So you can see it's a cylinder wherein this particular solid is dropped, right? So volume of the water left will be the volume of the cylinder minus the volume of this solid. So volume of cone plus volume of hemisphere will give you the volume of the solid. So put the formulas. You'll get the volume of the solid, which is equal to 2 by 3 pi into 10 cube. So volume of hemisphere and volume of cylinder you can calculate. Add to both. So volume of cylinder is 648 into 10 cube. You subtract from the volume of the solid, you get 1.131 meter cube. A quick recapitulation of these formulas. Try to put these formulas in some prominent place so that you can remember it. Please remember, the volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube and hemisphere is 2 by 3 pi r cube. Thank you. That's all for today.
Hello.